Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. This is going to be for the week of the 31st going to the 6th of August. So let's see what's going on for you guys, alright, for Taurus. I'm not gonna lie, like in your reading, like I just got this very tight feeling just under my rib cage, and that chakra is your solar plexus, I believe. So there could be something going on in terms of like your willpower. Maybe you're feeling a little bit blocked in terms of doing things and feeling confident. You know, that's the energy that's coming through. All right, one more. It could be some issues with your gut health. All right, make sure you're doing things that are beneficial for that. All right. I'm not a doctor, so I can't advise. But it's just coming up around the stomach. It could just represent some anxiety. All right. Anyway, what's quite interesting here, I'm just going to look at these cards as I always do to try and figure out what's going on with you guys. But it kind of feels like you're entering a new phase, which is great. Where you're going is very important, and in fact it is the right way. We are between worlds here. You're moving out of a situation that's very dark and gloomy. You know, you've been through something very difficult, or a phase in your life that's been very difficult, and that still is lingering. You're just between worlds here this week, which is just saying that every single step that you take moving forward is a step away from this feeling. So just try to remember that. Sometimes it can be very tough when we're doing all the work to try and better ourselves, better our life, better our mood, whatever it is that you feel like needs fixing, Taurus. But sometimes this looming cloud can pee you off practically. It feels like I've done all this stuff and it's still here, or, you know, I'm still in this stage. You're not, you're making progress, but yeah, it is still lingering and it can be annoying. But sometimes we have to focus on the other thing that's going on here, because if we're focusing always on this, then again, we're not stepping into this beautiful new energy that you've been manifesting, that you've been praying for, you know. So the between worlds is very beautiful. This is about looking after yourself a bit better. So maybe some of you are going to be investing a little bit more in your, you know, your health, your well-being, how you portray yourself, you know, how you dress yourself, how you look, your skincare, your beauty regime, I don't know. But this is you wearing a crown, all right, and you recognizing your worth, which is beautiful. And what's moving forward is a lot of celebration for you. So I'm actually sensing some sort of promotion coming through, more money, or some sort of celebration in that matter. It looks like things are looking up for you basically, and they haven't been looking that way, let's just say, recently. So this is good. We then have by the book, which is again kind of sticking to the status quo. This card comes in when it's not a good time for taking any crazy leaps of faith without proper research. This is kind of following some sort of leadership. So some of you guys could be in a position where you're learning from somebody, you know, what they say when you're shadowing someone, or you might be, it could even represent things online. You know, you could be looking at somebody's work and feeling inspired. Okay, how do they do this? Some of you could be in courses. The by the book is sticking to the book, going by the book. So it's pretty self-explanatory there. But I'm almost seeing for some of you, like I am getting a channeled message here for some, that there's an energy of you're going to move out of this first before you can then go back, look at it and understand it truly. And so any situation that's been tough for you, you don't need to understand it now. And that's one thing they're saying that's very important for you guys, is this difficult feeling, maybe a lack of closure in something, whatever it is that's stopping you from throwing yourself into some good stuff. You will be able to come back with more wisdom, because that's what elephants represent, to come back to something, to actually look at it, to fully finish it out. So it is kind of saying that this cycle, not that it will come back again, but yeah, I think you know what I'm saying. I'm sounding like a bit like a broken record here, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say here, is that you'll be able to come back to the situation with much more wisdom to close it out properly. So don't be afraid of moving away from something because there's a lack of something, it doesn't feel quite right just yet, because it is time to move forward. But when it comes down to understanding something and truly being ridden of whatever burden this is, it will take some time. But the more that you're focusing on this bright, beautiful future ahead of you, the less this is going to feel like it's weighing you down, or, you know, being a big part of your life. So moving forward, you then have this beautiful go the distance, which is amazing. This is really beautiful in terms of your career, chasing your goals, feeling more motivated, and all those things that I felt were tight in my rib cage, just under my rib cage here, that energy is going to be moving freely. Okay. If you've been feeling a bit lost as well, like some of you could just be looking at some courses online again. Like I really just feel like you're going to be finding something, some guidance this week that's going to really kind of clear things up for you and make you more motivated as well. Okay. All right, let's pull you some tarot cards for Taurus, please. We have the Hermit coming through, Fire Swords. Some of you feel quite alone. You may have had a falling out or a disconnect from somebody, and this is what's got you really up in your feels. Some of you may have been struggling, in terms of your mental health. Again, I'm not like a doctor. I can't diagnose anything, of course, which I'm sure you guys know already. But yeah, I have to disclaimer things. But the Hermit can be a very lonely vibe. Sometimes it chooses to. But sometimes it chooses to because it doesn't know how to be around people when you're in your feelings. So I can understand. You might be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit low, a little bit like people just always leave you or always do these things to you, or you could be just not wanting to speak to people and feeling quite numb is what I'm picking up on here. But this is an energy that you are coming out of. One thing that's very important to note with the Hermit is the star that he's got here. And as much as everything around him seems very dark, the star is what lights the way. So some of you do have hope, whether that's a dream, a goal, whether it's something that just keeps you sparkling, something that gets you going. Keep using that because that is going to guide you someplace. The Hermit can also, again, represent a teacher. Some of you may have had some of you may be doing something that you've tried already or tried a few times and it didn't go so well, but you're doing it again and it feels like this time will be really good for you. So whatever that is, whether it's a work opportunity, whether it is trying, for some, it could even be therapy at times, you've tried it a few times, it never went really well, you didn't like the people, but this time this person is good for you, whatever it may be, relationships, whatever it may be. It just feels like you are going to be getting some guidance, even if it's just from your higher self or even if it's the spirit guide, because some of you I feel like it could be who's trying to help you through a lost time because, you have the Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so it's just a bit of a theme, not a card coming up, but this is really feeling like not like you're not in the right place. You could be feeling a little bit like you're not in alignment to your purpose. But you have the Sun and the King of Pentacles coming through, which is your energy here. So the Sun, of course, is kind of like Leo energy, I like to say. And we have the King of Pentacles here, which is Taurus. So you guys, this is about shining bright, being happy, being positive. So something seems to be happening here. And it could very well be just something to do with manifesting here, Taurus, because the artist is coming through. And what the artist is, could be just creative things. Some of you might benefit from that. Okay, well, I understand now. It could be a person who's inspiring you with something, or again, it could be just speaking, whatever this is, you're getting some guidance from something, even if it's just some voice in your ear telling you something. It's just, the Hermit is a mentor, is a teacher. And it feels like the teacher is coming at the right time when you've fallen out with something, or you're reflecting on a situation now that it's out of your life, It's going to give you a very valid lesson. But it's to do with your destiny. So some of you, something that may have, not that it's been holding you back, but something is setting you free. And the artist here is kind of starting from scratch almost. And as you can see, he's naked for a reason. Starting from scratch. As you can see, all around this is completely blank, it's completely white. And where the vision is, where this person is visualizing his dream world, that's where it's coming to life. So some of you are dreaming a world into being. You guys could be writing, you guys could be inspired to create your destiny, to actually figure out what do I actually want out of my life. Sometimes that helps. It's where do I even want my life to go? Because some of you may have just been feeling like you've just been plodding along or just going with things. And it's not a bad thing, but it does feel like something's coming in that's kind of making your world a little bit brighter. Actually, a bit lighter, brighter too. And the sun comes in, sun comes shining in your path, and this is where you're feeling at your greatest. So again, for some of you, I do see some financial gain coming through, some prosperity coming away. The sun card is positivity, it's joy, it's expansion, it's happiness, and this is coming from something to do with coming out, this lonely time. It does feel like I'm missing a puzzle piece here. You guys could definitely be more in your emotions at this point. You know, it just feels like maybe that's what it is. You're clearing something out. Let's clarify the Five of Swords and the Hermit again. The King of Wands could be pertaining to a fire sign, a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a male, but it's a masculine energy. Somebody who is very, what's the word I want to say? This person can be very outgoing, very talkative, very creative, you know, somebody who has a plan, likes to portray themselves as someone very well put, very kept together. This is someone that you're falling out with, though, may have felt distant from. Somebody who seems to have a lot of strength, a lot of courage. Ace of Wands, so it could be like, so we have the Queen of Swords coming through here as well, and the Ace of Wands. So maybe some of you may be separating from this person, but there is something that they're going to give you that's valuable, even if it's just a lesson, like it's something to do with this situation. Maybe you're just being given a gift of something, or a gift of an idea after the situation. Queen of Swords has been through a lot of pain when it comes down to people. You know, she actually is the widow of the deck, I believe. She's been through great loss in her life, and this is representing you. So you might be coming across as quite cold this week. But the Ace of Wands is almost like, as you're moving out of the situation, I'm seeing a bit of like, in my mind, I'm seeing you almost sitting here feeling a little bit down on your luck, like people are leaving you, or situations are just going wrong in your life, and all of a sudden this like flower blooms out of somewhere, and that flower is representing an idea that is going to take you forward, that is going to give you some inspiration. And maybe that's just what it is. Like maybe you just needed this time alone, away from people, to actually really understand what you truly want, and to create it, and to not feel held back in any way, or to account for anybody else, you know. It can be the same if, you know, sometimes you end up doing everything for everyone else, and that becomes your goal in life, that becomes your plan in life, but it feels like something there is shifting. All right. Your keyword this week, and something to be mindful of, is gratitude. All right. And an affirmation here is, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So yeah, I do believe an opportunity is going to come from something very sad, very disappointing, very lonely. And you're going to really, really, as it says here, triumph over troubles and obstacles. So you're soaring above. Again, the eagle is very like strong. It's very ambitious in a way. All right, anything else? Okie dokie. Well, for you guys, Taurus, we do have the cat here, two-faced friend, that's coming through, just to remind you. The ram, Aries energy, a stubborn, aggressive person. Fear, worries, tense situations. So some of you may be discovering that somebody is a fake friend, a fake person, two-faced. You could be having some sort of argument or falling out with this person. This person you're better off without if they're stubborn and aggressive, you know. So if you have any worries around this, I would say to distance yourself away from this as much as possible. There's some significance around the month of February, all right, or somebody born in February. You have money is coming to you with Lion, time to act. So go for it. Money is coming to you. All you need to do is take that step forward, stepping into a new experience, triumph over troubles. So your success will be away from anything that's causing you stress and struggle, of course. And I really do see a lot of ambition. And again, your chakras are clearing up. So if you're not interested in hearing about it, then don't worry. But for a lot of you, it's like a solar plexus. Like I felt like that was blocked in the beginning of your reading, but by the end of this week, you're definitely working on it. You're definitely having a lot more courage to push through emotionally, like willpower wise. You definitely have a lot more strength to push forward and achieve, and you're gonna have a lot of inspiration and motivation too to do that. So there we go. That's your reading, Taurus. I love you guys. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here with me. It's about time I did those individual readings that you guys have been asking for. So I really do appreciate every single one of you. If you liked the reading and enjoyed it and you haven't subscribed yet, then make sure that you do. I would love to have you as part of the community here. And other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I hope to see you soon.